Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Night Rotor Talk Live. How is everybody tonight? This is episode 12. Mel will be on the road tonight and will be joining us. He'll be able to monitor. Of course, he can't participate in the chat, but he will be here. So I got a little bit of housekeeping to do. Hope everybody had a great Tuesday. We've got a lot to talk about tonight, so we're going to get started here in just a few. So bear with me here for a second. It is unbelievably hot and humid here in Florida. Mid-90s, humidity about the same. So yeah, it's welcome to summer in Florida. It's it's rather interesting, I will tell you that. Steve, thanks for joining tonight. Drone shots. Let me get myself together here. Get this chat popped up. All right, I think we're about set to go here. JB Drones, welcome. Get Hype, welcome. Cardasso, welcome. Mel, glad you're here. Steve Carpenter, welcome. Drone Shots already welcomed you. Pat, welcome. Thank you for everybody for showing up tonight. All right. Wow. We're going to start. We're going to get right to it here. I know it's about 3 minutes to 8. Just a couple housekeeping items. As you guys know, we're going to be headed to New York City for the event. The actual invitations haven't come out yet, but we should. Chris Hope, welcome. Rick Halbert, welcome tonight. Thank you for joining. Actual invitations haven't been sent yet. They get sent out closer to the actual event. So looking forward to it, and also looking forward to meeting everybody. You know, meeting people like Rick Smith from Drone Valley and Kelly from Ready Set Drone and others that'll be there. I think that's going to be a time. Billy Kyle, that should be great. So we're in, I think, Original Dobo too. So that's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time there tonight. Want to get started here. I think everybody probably watched. Ron, welcome to the show tonight. Dehan, welcome to the show tonight. Can't wait for the 18th. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Mavic Pro 2 here in just a little bit. As everybody knows, yesterday the Autel Evo was officially released by Autel, and I put out a video about it. And basically, my video was why you should wait. And I know Steve got some great comments from you. Rick got some great comments from you on that. A lot of people had some great comments on that, but also got quite a bit of combative comments. And I got a lot of negative feedback and a lot of just bad stuff. So I deleted a bunch of stuff. So that's why I went ahead and instructed the moderators tonight. If anybody gets in the chat and is combative or anything like that, they're gone. We're not gonna deal with it tonight. Absolutely not gonna deal with it tonight at all. So and the missus is out at a vet appointment with the dog tonight. So Todd, welcome. I hope you can hang. Well, you can't. I'm sorry you can't hang around, but you can always be sure to watch the rebroadcast. That should be good here. We'll talk about the event or Autel's Evo yesterday in my video and the reaction from it. And I want to thank you guys for your reactions. I know a lot of you have watched a lot of the videos that are out there, and that's good. A lot of you gave me some great feedback today, and I really appreciate that. You know, basically my video, and one of the things that I got from, lack of a better term, from some Autel people today, they came out and basically were saying, you know, why are you telling people not to buy the Evo? If you listen to all 5 or 6 minutes of that video, I never utter that word in there. Colin, welcome to the show tonight. Thank you for joining. Chris Hope, if I haven't mentioned you, thank you for joining tonight. You know, and that's one thing I want to be real clear on. I never mentioned that in the entire video. I never said not to buy the Autel Evo. In fact, if you looked in the description, listed up at the top of the description was a link to buy it on Amazon. So, and you know, my points are valid points. It's all facts. All I did was state facts. And somebody said I was being too negative and I need to give Autel a break. And I'm saying, look, I'm just stating facts the way they are. And the way it is. And, you know, bottom line was this: Autel had, you know, they had a prototype. That's Dehan. That's because they did CES 2018 back in January. Yeah. Well, we'll get to that in a second here. Drone shots. You know, back at CES 2018, they premiered this. This was back in January, and it's coming out in June, end of June here, June 25th, and it's almost 6 months later. And you would think by now that they would have had the opportunity to have been able to take care of all these issues. If you can hang on a second, guys, I got to get some water. I'll be right back. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. All right. Yeah, so, you know, Autel had quite a bit of time to do this. And, you know, one of the big things, and Drone Shot's going to talk about it, firmware update. If you guys are familiar or not with me, I owned an X-Star Premium from Autel, and the firmware update process didn't take days or weeks. It took months, literally. And the firmware that came out was a beta version, and it never got out of beta. That was the final version for the X-Star Premium. And, you know, and little things like I found out today, Autel, you will not be able to buy batteries until all of the pre-orders are filled. So you're stuck with one battery. And what was ironic today, I noted out on Twitter, they had advertised they have orange batteries for the X-Star Premium on sale today. You can buy orange batteries for the X-Star Premium. But for a drone that's been discontinued, you can buy batteries, but you can't buy batteries for a drone that was just released. I don't know about that. Tony, that's good. You know, and my advice in the video was basically to wait, because, you know, and I think it's usually a good thing. Now, for me, you know, when DJI comes out with their drone, I'm going to buy it right off the bat. And I usually like to do that. I did that with a Spark. I bought that right off the bat too. Usually with a drone like the Evo, it's probably a good idea to wait to give them a chance to check out some of the kinks. And same with DJI. I mean, if you can handle it, if you can handle you know, having some potential issues right away, and also, you know, getting with their customer service, go for it if you want to do that. But if you want to wait and let everybody else test it out, wait. I mean, that's one of the things I've always said. If you're getting a drone and you want to do it, it's absolutely fine. But just understand that, you know, you're going to have issues like that horizon tilt issue. You're going to have issues like dynamic track is not working. You know, and other things. You know, props in the shots. There's just there's a lot of things that need to be touched up, and it will be a fine drone. You're absolutely right, Rick. You know, and you know, it's like they, you know, shaking the tree, and that's what needs to be done right now. The tree needs to be shaken. We need, you know, and what's going to happen is, with getting the Evo in more hands of people, the ones that are diehard fans and really know about it, it's really going to help as far as sorting these things out. Power Vision Power Egg, we're going to mention one of the popular YouTubers. You know, Steve, I don't know. I think probably because it's a Kickstarter drone, and Kickstarter drones have a bad reputation. You know, a lot of times their projects never come to fruition. People spend their money and get absolutely nothing for it. So that probably answers that question, as far as that's concerned. You know, Autel will get their act together. And, you know, and that's one of the other things that I talked about in the video too, was I want Autel to succeed, because guys, when Autel succeeds, it's a win for everybody. It's a win for Autel. It's a win for DJI. It's a win for Parrot and other manufacturers. It's a win for us because it keeps DJI on their toes. It keeps great technology. Colin, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know, it keeps everybody on their toes. That's a great thing. So, yeah, what we want, I want Autel to succeed. They're a great company. I had fantastic interaction with their customer service when I had the X-Star Premium. And now when I've been asking questions regarding the Evo, they've been fantastic. They've been getting back to me. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. They've been getting back to me with questions about the Evo. They've been great about that. You know, no matter what I've had, they've been able to, you know, get me some type of an answer. Now, you know, regarding a firmware update, they don't have any answer on that yet. And it's also kind of disappointing that Apple, the Apple app isn't ready. And, you know, there's been some he said, she said kind of stuff. You know, Autel says, you know, Apple told them that they had to make some changes. And no, it's just Apple said they needed to have gotten to us soon. You know, it's just back and forth kind of stuff like that. So who knows with that? You know, just bottom line is, you know, it will get to where it needs to be. And, you know, nobody wants to see another GoPro camera fiasco. Certainly not me. You know, that had the earmarks of a great drone written on it when it came out with the Mavic Pro, and then look what happened. The bottom fell out of it. Well, the batteries fell out of it. I hate to say that. Rodney, welcome. Thank you for joining tonight. Enjoyed your latest videos. They're absolutely fantastic, my friend. Two thumbs up. So the Evo is going to do well. It will do well, and Autel's going to get their stuff together. For lack of a better term, I'm going to keep it G-rated here. They're going to get their stuff together. They'll get their act together. I'm confident of that. But I think the thing is, people need to remember with Autel, they don't have the manpower that DJI does. They don't have the amount of engineers. They don't have the amount of software people that DJI does to be able to correct problems. So, you know, with something like that, it's going to take, you know, you need to be patient with Autel. And I think it's one thing I have been trying to say all along with the lengthy time between their announcement and the actual release. It's gonna take time. It really is. Yeah, it did have bad karma, Dehan. It really did. You know, it's going to take time. So people need to be patient with Autel and, you know, let them do their thing. I'm hoping that they learned from the X-Star Premium. And to me, the weakest point of the X-Star Premium, it was not the hardware. The hardware is fantastic, but they build a quality drone. The hardware was excellent. It was the software. There was an incredible issue with the yaw on the X-Star Premium that took them forever. And trust me, I was in the middle of that. Took them forever to correct it. You know, once they did, it was great. And they also had a horizon tilt issue too with the X-Star Premium. A lot of people don't remember that, but they did. And they did end up getting it corrected, but it took a long time. Like I said, it took months. And in order for them to get customers and maintain customers, they're going to need to up the ante and get this done in a few weeks or less to get that taken care of. You know, Autel Evo, it's going to do well. You know, I'm excited for it. And people need to understand, you know, my video, again, I want to make sure, because I know a lot of people will be watching this when this is evergreen and not on video, is I never said and mentioned in that video in any way, shape, or form that not to buy the Evo. What I said to do was to wait. And a lot of people are going to wait to see what Autel or what DJI comes out with on the 18th. They may buy an Evo, you know, instead, or they may buy DJI. Who knows? But that's where we're at with that. Thank you, Steve. Absolutely. Please make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. You know, we got lots of great stuff coming up, and we're going to kind of lead into the segue about the See the Bigger Picture event. Want to let you guys know, you guys are absolutely fantastic, and you're going to get, I promise you, the best coverage at all regarding the event, the See the Bigger Picture event in New York City on the 18th. Both my wife and I are going to be there. We're both going to have our cameras. We're both going to be shooting a ton of video. Like I said, I'm hopeful of meeting some people there. Definitely going to meet Hay. Like to meet Rick Smith. Definitely going to meet Kelly. Hopefully Billy Kyle and Original Dobo. and some other guys that'll be there. I think that's fantastic, and hopefully maybe get to meet Casey. Wouldn't that be something? I think that'd be fantastic. So we'll let you guys know that we're going to provide. I'm going to try to provide something live from the floor after the announcement, as long as I have some bandwidth and am able to get out. I know usually in events like that, your bandwidth is very limited and not able to do it. But I want to give you guys a peek as soon as possible at what DJI is premiering that day. And want to let you guys know this too. I got a comment on one of my videos this week. We all heard that there may be 2 versions of the Mavic Pro coming out. Well, this person, who I'm not going to name, has a source who receives test units from DJI, and of course, it's pretty mom as far as that's concerned. They said there's going to be a Mavic Pro 2 and a Mavic Air Pro. Now that's totally speculative. Just I heard this, and I just want to pass this on to you guys to let you know that they're talking about the Mavic Pro 2 and a Mavic Air Pro, and Mavic Air Pro obviously being beefed up from the Mavic Air. But I take that with a grain of salt, because the Mavic Air is selling very well, and I don't think DJI, and it's only been out since January. So like I said, I take that one with a grain of salt. But I want to let you guys know that I heard this week. I think that was very interesting. That instead of being a Mavic Pro 2 with a base model, and then with a bigger sensor than the current Mavic Pro, and then the Mavic Pro 2 with the 1-inch sensor, they're talking about a Mavic Air Pro. So who knows? Who knows? I just wanted to throw that out there to let you guys know that. I thought that was one of the crazier things that had hit this week, as far as hearing things are concerned. So that's going to be an exciting time. We've made our reservations. We're going to go head into the Big Apple on the 17th. We're going to leave on the 19th. Got a hotel. It's kind of near Times Square from what I take it. Hopefully, it's going to be not too far from the venue. We don't know where the venue is yet. So Bill Guy has got an Evo in Northern Ireland. Lots of issues with it. Rodney, yeah, that's unfortunately, yeah, they got some homework to do right now. 120 Down Under, welcome to the show tonight. Thank you for joining. Yeah, Rodney, it's gonna be wow. People are gonna need to be patient with the Evo. It's gonna take some time to get it to where it needs to be. The big thing is the software. They need to really work on that. DJI's NFC restrictions. Any worthy drone that doesn't utilize NFC is welcomed in the market. Hate NFC. Yeah, Steve, the Evo has that. But that's one thing. Obviously, a lot of the reviewers out there are making sure that even though that there's no geofencing with the or there's no NFZs with the Evo, you still need to be responsible where you're flying your drone. Obviously, especially within 5 miles of an airport. So that's just some food for thought about that. So, but we're really looking forward to getting to New York. My wife's never been there. Last time I was there was 1981. So it's going to be very interesting. I told her, I said, we're going to have a blast. We'll have a great time. I think we got a good rate for our hotel, and we're flying into LaGuardia and going to take some ground transportation in directly from the airport to our place that we're staying. So I don't even begin to think about renting a car in New York City. Not going to happen. So I told my wife, not in this lifetime, not in the next 3 lifetimes. I've driven through New York City once before. I will never do it again. That's why I have lost hair. No, just kidding on that. So the Mavic Pro 2, a lot of people are thinking that's what DJI is going to announce, and I'm fairly confident that's what they are going to announce. And I think it's going to be 2 models. I think it's going to be one that's going to have a better sensor than the current model, and I think they're going to have one with a 1-inch sensor, and I think the one with the 1-inch sensor is also going to have 6-way obstacle avoidance, and I also think it's going to have higher ground clearance, probably maybe a color display, not like the Evo, but I think your telemetry data will be in color. and look a lot nicer. That's one of my favorite things about the Mavic Pro is that telemetry data. I don't know about you guys. I absolutely love it. Absolutely, absolutely love it. Mavic Air Pro now. Check the Mavic Pro 2 page. But thank you, Colin. I will. Thank you for sending them over. I will check them after the show tonight. That's going to be very interesting if that's indeed what the case is. I don't know. Droneaholic, welcome to the show tonight. Drone Wolf Media, thank you for joining. I just saw you here. Thanks for coming in. And an eject button. There you go. Yeah, eject button. That's pretty good. Steve, yeah, we're all out of patience. I am too. But one thing that you have to say, and I think this is where Autel needs to learn their lesson from DJI. DJI has a great marketing plan in place. I was hoping that Autel was going to have a great marketing plan in place, and unfortunately, they didn't with this. And it's kind of haphazard, this release and everything that's going on with it. It should be orderly, and that's one thing that you'll find from DJI. It's going to be an orderly release. I mean, when they have the announcement on the 18th, you can expect, I would say, within a week. If you order it like that day, I think there'll be kiosks there or ability to be able to order it at the event. You can probably expect them within a week. Now, I know there's a distribution center. I think Ron Brown, you can probably correct me on this if I'm wrong. I don't think you're out there tonight watching live, but DJI has a distribution center in New Jersey. I think Billy Kyle had mentioned something about that to me. They have more distribution centers than they did back in 2016. So getting drones to consumers is a lot quicker. Would I recommend DJI goggles, Pablo? Yes, I would. As long as you don't get disoriented from them. I think they're great. I know I don't personally have them and I haven't used them, but Kelly from Ready Set Drone, he highly recommends them. He absolutely loves them, and you can probably get a good deal on them right now, Pablo. So yes, I would definitely say that. Yes, Steve, DJI does know how to market their products, Steve, and I think that's where Autel needs to pick it up, is to be able to market like DJI does. Although they don't have the manpower that DJI does, but that doesn't mean they can't market like they do. So so I'm hopeful that Autel picks that up. And DJI's marketing. I had somebody ask me today on Twitter, that question, how long will it take to, if I'd be able to order the drone? If you order the drone on the 18th, I would say, and if you're within, if you live on the East Coast, or, for me, I know our distribution center, I believe, is in Atlanta, probably get it in a matter of 3 or 4 days. I don't think it's going to take that long, unless you're smack dab in the middle of the country, and there's no distribution center near, but I think there's one in Chicago too. So, DJI's gotten smart with this, and they don't mess around with that. So I expect you to be able to get your drones in short order. And the other thing is, DJI prepared for this, and they were ready. And I believe I talked about this. If you watched my show last week with Hay Kesterlew, which was, if you guys didn't watch it, go back and watch the replay of that. Hay's fantastic. I'm looking forward to meeting him, and he's going to be on. We're going to have him on again. He's a fantastic guest. I've talked to him after the show last week. Great guy, really knows his stuff. And if you're out watching tonight, hey, or watching the rebroadcast, we loved having you on. We're going to love having you on again. So, as far as that's concerned, we'll see. Yeah. So, want to also talk a little bit about the Parrot ANAFI tonight too, and that's kind of been the quiet drone right now, for lack of a better term. You haven't heard a whole lot about the ANAFI, and because obviously the Autel Evo took center stage yesterday, and took a little bit of the press away from the See the Bigger Picture event, but now it's kind of circling back to that. But the Parrot ANAFI has just been absolutely quiet, and July 2nd is coming up, and July 2nd is the release date for the ANAFI. So that's going to be very interesting to see when that comes out. I think that's going to be a great drone. Billy Kyle did a great video on that. If you guys get a chance to check that out, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Love to get my hands on one to be able to test. I think that would be fantastic. it looks like a cool drone. It looks like a very portable, cool drone, and I think it's going to be great. You know, a lot of people, the first thing right out of the gate, you know, people will find an excuse about something that they don't like, and they'll say right away, doesn't have obstacle avoidance. Folks, I'll tell you what, how many of you guys who have been flying for Samuel, welcome to the show tonight. Thank you so much for joining. L. Marshall, welcome to the show tonight. You know, how many of you guys who are, I'll call seasoned pilots, really need obstacle avoidance? You know, it's far and few between. The only time I need something like that is if I'm flying over a wooded area, you know, and I'm landing in some rough patches and things like that. I want to have obstacle avoidance, but out in the open, you know, where I fly most of the time, I don't need it. It's just one of the things I don't need. It's a real pain in the butt. I almost said arse. It's a real pain in the arse when I'm flying out of my backyard because it detects my my whirlpool, the back of the house. You know, I'm getting all, you know, I'm having to shut stuff off, and it's a real pain in the butt a lot of times, and I don't need it. I mean, it's just simply I just don't need it. Now in other areas, you know, if I go, like I said, if I go flying over some trees or over through a wooded area, or, you know, where there's a lot of buildings and whatnot, yeah, I want to have it, but, you know, for the most part, I don't need it. And even then, some of the times too, you know, I'm careful to make sure that, you know, I'm landing in a clearing. I'm not landing in a densely, you know, area with a lot of trees. So, but the ANAFI is going to have, what I want to say regarding that, the ANAFI is going to be such a wonderful size. And I really think that's the thing that's going to sell it. It's going to be its size, and also that 180 camera. That 180 camera is going to be unique. To be able to fly under something and take a video of it or a picture of it, that's going to be insanely incredible. And it's light. It's a light drone as well too. I saw an article today, and I can't remember. It was on Twitter, and they talked about he may have even been like the president of Parrot or a marketing person from them or something. But he was basically saying they took a survey of customers, what they wanted on a new drone. And one of the things they did not mention obstacle avoidance. So that's why it's not on there. That was based on customer response. So I give Parrot some kudos, and they did a good marketing effort. Billy said their presentation was, I mean, it was in a smaller room, but it was still great. You know, they did it right, and I give Parrot some props for that. They did a good thing with that. So I'm looking for good things from that drone. It's at a great price point. It's $697. You know, that's going to be that's under the Evo. That's going to be under the Mavic Pro 2. And it doesn't compete with either the Evo or the Mavic Pro 2. And I think a lot of people were like instantly like, well, this isn't, you know, this doesn't, you know, compare the and right, it doesn't compare to the Mavic Pro or the Mavic Pro 2 when it comes out, or the Evo. It's more of a comparable drone to the Mavic Air. And I think in a lot of ways, you know, if a lot of these things that Parrot says will hold up, I think it's going to be a fantastic drone. And also too, there are, hang on a sec. Also too, guys, the Parrot has already been released over in Europe. So people are flying it right now. There's a lot of videos out there. So you get a chance, go out and look for some of them. Like I said, I'm anxious to hopefully get one to be able to test. I think that would be fantastic, because I'm really excited about that. I think that's an underdog drone of the year. I think it'll do real well. You know, and definitely if I had some extra funds, you know, in Val's coffee fund, if I had some extra funds, that would be something I would strongly consider to be able to purchase. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, Parrot, yeah, you're right. And one of the things I found, this is real interesting. I looked on Parrot's Facebook page. It has more likes than Autel does. So, you know, Autel is popular here in the States. It's starting to gain popularity across the world because now, you know, the Evo will be able to be sold overseas, you know, as long as they get that certification squared away. So, you know, But Parrot, they have a tremendous Facebook page with a lot of following on it. So Xenophy Quiet, Steve, you know, that's a great question. I think it is, from what I mean, but you know, you're hearing it on a video and you really don't know. I mean, I heard the Mavic Air on the video and I says, oh, you know, it sounds like that's going to be a quiet drone. And then I got my unit to test from Florida Drone Supply. I was like, wow, Mavic Air, loud, loud, loud. So yeah, that's a good question, Steve. I'm hoping it's a quiet drone. I mean, it's going to be it's a light drone. I can tell you that. I mean, Parrot really did their homework as far as, you know, getting the most bang for the buck and lowering the weight on that. I think that's fantastic. Yeah, DJI does need the competition, Drone Wolf. They really do. That's why, you know, that's why I said I want Autel to succeed. And I have a feeling Parrot has a real winner with this. They did a lot of research on it, and I think it's going to sell well here in the States. Absolutely. So. Got some great things coming up. I spent a lot of time, what was it, on Saturday last weekend, doing some things for the channel. I'm going to be getting one of them in the mail this week, and hopefully the other one's in the mail next week. And going to talk about that and share that a little bit. Also going to work on getting some t-shirts. I think you guys would really enjoy those, and try to get them where they're affordable. Some stickers as well. You know, I'm trying to promote the brand, and I think that's a good thing. You know, I got a good logo done for me by a gentleman on Fiverr, and there's a tip for you guys. If you guys need any graphic work, you know, my lower thirds that I have on my videos, somebody on Fiverr did them. My logo was designed by somebody on Fiverr. Reasonable rates, 15, 20. Most I spent was like 35 bucks on something. So you know, you get a lot of bang for your buck over there. So if you haven't, check them out. If you have a channel and you want to get some things, definitely go check them out. There's a lot of things available on Fiverr, and very reasonable. All of them start at $5, and and they're all rated too. And a lot of the, you know, the higher rated ones, obviously you're going to find great work from, and that's what I did. I mean, I got a caricature, if you will, on just my personal channel, Bill's Adventures in Life. It's a caricature from a picture of my wife Valerie and I. So, and I really like it. She likes it too. She thinks it's good. So I think it's good. It makes me look like I have more hair than I do. So I'll take that any day. Kind of wrap things up here tonight. I'm going to be trying to keep the shows that I don't have a guest on. Going to try to be keeping those down to about 30 minutes. I think that you know, for you guys, to give you back part of your evenings. Also wanted to make sure that you know, on the ones that we have a guest on, we'll definitely go at least 45 minutes, because I usually have enough questions for them, and they're quite responsive. You know, I'm trying to get a couple of guests lined up. Very hopeful in the next week or two being able to find out some more. Obviously, that night before the See the Bigger Picture event, I'm going to live stream from our room in New York City. And it's probably going to be from my tablet. I'm not going to be taking my laptop with me, just because it's New York, guys. I don't want to lose my laptop. Okay, I just don't want to lose it. So yeah. So also, don't forget, you can still send in your videos. I put out a link about that on BillTheDroneReviewer on the Facebook page, and also the group. So you know, definitely, and that link is going to be active all the time. The one that I had before was active until June 21st, but I put another one out there so you guys can be able to send me anything at any time, drone video related. And if it's good enough, I may go ahead and put it on 1 week, just to maybe kind of surprise you guys and give you guys something a little different here. So it's been a great show tonight. We talked a lot about the Evo. You know, we're hopeful of seeing all the kinks worked out of it and having it start to rock and roll. I think it'll be a great drone once they do get these things done. You know, the See the Bigger Picture event's coming up in three weeks from today. The missus and I will be there. So really looking forward to that and having some fun with that. And, you know, and then, you know, we talked a little bit about the Parrot ANAFI and how that's coming out July 2nd. That's coming right around the corner. That's coming up next week. No Sunday afternoon Road Truck Live. We had one last week, so just to let you guys know that. You know, got a couple of videos coming up in the works, and you know, we're going to be spending some more time on the See the Bigger Picture event, and real interested to find out if any of you guys have sold your Mavic Pro. Here's a question of the day. Have you sold your Mavic Pro in anticipation of being able to buy a new Mavic Pro 2 when it's announced on July 18th, if that's indeed what the case is? Let me know in the comments section below. That's the question of the day. Have you sold your current Mavic Pro to be able to buy whatever DJI releases on July 18th? Let me know down in the comments section. I think that would be fantastic. I'm anxious to hear that. And don't forget to hit the like button. Guys, you know, I absolutely love it when you guys do super chats. I think they're great. The best thing you guys can do for me week in and week out, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, and also leave comments on my videos. You know, that helps. If you know YouTube at all, that helps the YouTube algorithm. Helps my videos come up, rank and search. And that's what good content creators want their videos to rank and search. So, you know, when you go out there, not only like my video, comment on it. If you haven't subscribed, do so. And also, you know, be sure to check out the Facebook page and also the group too as well. Got a lot of great things going on in those places. I'm also on Twitter, also on Instagram. You know, the links are always in the description for you guys to check those out. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. As always, you know, if there's any breaking news, I'll get it out there for you guys. So, Steve, I didn't think you would. I'd be worried if you did, Steve. So I want to thank my guys who do the moderating for me at night. Steve Carpenter, thank you so much for super chat tonight. Rodney, thank you for joining us tonight. I know it's late over there. Rodney, I'll tell you what, sometime I got another friend in Southern England and got you in Northern Ireland. My wife and I are talking about maybe next year about taking a drone trip and going out and meeting some of my great subscribers out in the UK. And also, I'll dare call you guys friends. So, guys, have a great rest of your evening. You know, leave that answer to the question. You know, when this gets to be posted out there, go on in the comment section and answer the question for me. And I'm just kind of curious as to see how many of you guys have sold your Mavic Pro yet or not. So, everybody, have a great rest of your week. As always, if there's any breaking news, you know, look for it on any of the channels. You know, and if you have a question that needs answered right away, email me at BillTheDroneReviewer@gmail.com. Guys, thank you all so much. Have a great evening.